Plank pose is what we'll cover right now. It's also called phalankasana. Not exactly sure how to say that because nobody ever calls it that, to be honest with you. But everybody calls it plank pose. So for plank pose, let's get into it from the ground here because that's the best way to build a really good plank. A lot of times whenever you come into plank pose, you're in the sun salute series, you're stepping back from your forward fold into plank. So that is another option which you can work up to. But to start out with getting a good plank, you can start on your hands and knees here. Your palms are flat on the ground and you want to kind of grip the ground. So you're actually like kind of squeezing your fingertips into the ground, kind of like you're grabbing, like a basketball or something. But you're actually gripping the ground with your fingertips here. And that just helps to engage the shoulders and make sure all the muscles of the arms are participating. From here, you want to step one leg back. And whenever you come into plank, you don't want your butt to come up like that because that doesn't really give you the core engagement that you need. But you want your tailbone to be slightly tucked under. So hopefully you can see that difference. There's untucked tailbone, tucked tailbone. This is what we want to engage our abdominals. And then from here, you can step the other leg back. And whenever you're in plank, you want a straight line from all the way from the soles of your feet out through the top of your head. So your gaze is down just in front of your hands at the ground. And here in plank, it's not just your core that's working. You're gripping the ground with your fingertips to engage your shoulders. You are engaging your core. And the last tip that's really helpful is you squeeze your legs together to kind of bring them to the party. And also, whenever you're using all these muscle groups together, well, the pose is almost a little bit easier because you're not just thinking like, oh, it's only in my core is doing all the work. It's not. You can bring your whole body to the party. So that is the traditional plank. If you need to modify, the most common modification is just having your knees on the ground. Or, you can even just do a tabletop where your knees are hip width apart and they're right under your hips, and your hands are shoulder distance apart and they're right under your shoulders. And you still want to work that integrity. So you're gripping the ground with your fingertips. You engage your core, and you can even bring your knees together. And if you want to do this, you can bring your knees together and squeeze them to help strengthen your legs as well. The other modification is just a kind of like the middle between that tabletop and plank, but your knees are a little bit back. You have them together and you shift your shoulders forward and you can have your feet up off the ground. So that just gives you a little bit more weight in your shoulders so that you can work up towards plank one day if you can't quite do it yet. So I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you for watching, and I will keep posting more videos.